Welcome to this edition of Chelmsford High School's Lions Pride. I'm Steve Murray, principal of Chelmsford High School. Each month we celebrate 2 seniors from each house. We recognize these students for their academic success as well as their countless activities and programs that these students participate in that make Chelmsford High School one of the best high schools in the state. This recognition and show would not be possible without the generosity and support of the Chelmsford Rotary Club. They have sponsored this program for over 30 years. So without further ado, let's meet our deans and our students of the month. Here we are celebrating December's Students of the Month, and we're going to start with Hawthorne House. I'll introduce my co-host, Dean Josh Blagg, the Dean of Hawthorne House.
Thanks, Principal Murray. I'm really excited to celebrate our Students of the Month for December. Hawthorne House has a tremendous Student of the Month here, Rania El-Hakkaoui. She's a tremendous student. She's taking a number of AP courses and honors courses, lots of STEM-based courses, and has just done a tremendous job as a student. Extracurricularly, she's a leader in everything she does. She's a captain of our cheerleading team. She's been the most valuable player. She's been a scholar athlete. She's been involved in our freshman mentor program, Live Smart, Lime, the TED Ed Club. You name it, she's involved in it, and she's often leading it. She's just a great kid. She's going to be heading to Northeastern next fall, studying psychology, with the hopes of becoming a pediatrician in the future.
Well, that's great. So you want to become a doctor, a pediatrician.
Yes.
Are there doctors in your family, or is it something you just wanted, a passion you had?
No, I kind of, like we were just talking about it right before, I kind of decided I wanted to be a pediatrician when I was 10. I always was in love with what they were doing when I went to my appointments and checkups and stuff. So I've just kind of had that idea ever since I was young. So.
That's awesome. Talk to me about the TED Ed Club.
So
that's a really neat, kind of relatively new club, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So Sachi Badola actually recently reached out to me, I think my sophomore year, and she was like, this is a brand new club that I want to do. So I was like, okay, I'll try it out. And it's actually wicked fun. It's with Dr. B. I did it with Katrina as well. We kind of it's just like a free different club. You just go and sit and you talk about something that you really, just something that you're passionate about. You can talk about anything. And you basically just make up a presentation about it, and you can make slides, all these things, a whole script about it, and just something that you want to talk about. So it was really fun. I did it for 2 years, I'm pretty sure, and then I couldn't do it this year because I was busy with a bunch of other things. But it really is a very tremendous club. I did love it.
Nice. What are some of the subjects you guys focused on?
So I talked about having life balance and the importance of keeping in check with what you're doing in your life. I'm pretty sure another one of my friends talked about the positives of negativity and bringing out that. And then Sachi also talked about different types of motivation. So it's just broad topics that you can bring specifics into.
Right, and really very relative to your life for sure.
You know what I really liked? I see the resurgence in the last 3 or 4 years of cheerleading. We had in the single digits in terms of participants.
Yeah.
Now you're in the 20s.
Yes.
And you're a captain of that. So what has been something that you really enjoyed at that, and what's been also a challenge as a captain?
Yeah, so I think the only challenge was splitting us up into JV and varsity because we've had so much talent come in the past 2 years. When I started my sophomore year, we barely had anybody, and I was terrified because everyone was amazing. So everyone really made varsity, but I am so glad that so many other girls decided to do it. I convinced some of my friends too, some of my my sisters doing it. But I just love having everyone there. It's just so fun. And being able to lead that too, meeting all the new kids and girls and stuff like that. I love it.
What do you think, what are some of the biggest challenges of being a student athlete? Because you are such a great student.
Thank you. So I would say practices obviously, and having a commitment for a certain type of sport is a big thing. You have to make time for when you have to go to practice or when your competitions are. And obviously if you have higher level classes, it's hard to keep up with your homework. So I'd say making sure that you have a schedule and you follow with it, that's kind of the hardest thing for me. But I've been able to figure out how to do that the past couple of years.
You certainly have, for sure.
Well, that's great. Well, that's all the time we have. I want to say
Thank you.
Congratulations on behalf of the Rotary Club to sponsor this and the administration here at Chelmsford High School. Congratulations. We're so proud of the work you're doing.
We're really
Thank you
proud
for
of
the
you,
interview.
Rania.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you. And now we go to our second student of the month from Hawthorne. Turn to Dean Blagg.
Yeah, thank you, Principal Murray. I'm really excited to announce Michael Khela as our other Hawthorne Student of the Month. Michael's been a leader since he got to Chelmsford High School. We tabbed him as member of our Dean's Council right when he joined us. He's just super motivated kid, excellent student. He's continually challenging himself with really high-level courses, multiple APs. Not only is he a wonderful student, but he's really contributed a lot to our community here through his door project that he started, the Give Club. He's an active student athlete on our track teams. Just a great kid. He's made a big impact at Chelmsford High for 4 years. He's headed off to Tufts University in the fall and be studying chemistry, biochemistry with hopes of becoming a surgeon someday. So congratulations, Michael.
Thank you.
Which I was very fascinated by that. You want to be a surgeon. What sparked that interest and what kind of surgery or surgeon would you want to be?
So the interest sparked when I was kind of at post-COVID. I know it was like a very dull time, but then during that summer, especially of 2021, I went to a missionary trip to Bolivia, and while I was there, I was with like tons of college kids, and they of course gave me all their different majors and what they've done and like all those things. And when I'm with them, they kind of taught me about medicine, and they kind of pushed me towards surgery. And I witnessed some surgeries there in Bolivia from volunteers who are willing to help out, especially in communities that kind of don't have the same access to medicine that we have. And it sparked my interest enough, plus the already interest of chemistry that Ms. Collins kind of pushed onto me, and I honestly loved it, and it continues on, and that's why I kind of want to go in surgery.
Good for you. Your activity with mission work and through your church has really been a central part of your high school experience as well. Talk a little bit more about that.
As I already mentioned, I did Bolivia in 2021, or in summer of 2021, and then this recent December, I was in Kenya with another missionary trip with a lot of college kids from New York, some from France, some from Germany. It was kind of like a big collection in Kenya, and when we were there, it was spiritually like guiding. We visited homes, we visited communities, and we experience like things we don't experience just like staying at home or on like YouTube. Whenever I see a video, I'm up there with them. I see their faces, I see their reactions, and like I showed them some things that I have in America and here in the U.S. and something that they showed me things that they have, and I love it. I love it all, especially the food. Amazing.
Good for you.
You know, you do a lot outside of school giving back. You're doing a lot in school as well. And the door project, which I am so excited about. Would you want to explain what that door project is and why it means so much?
So the door project is basically where we get students to kind of paint teachers' doors. We ask teachers, hey, would you like your door painted? And when they say yes, we get the students to create a design. And once the design's created, we approve it. And then the students go out and paint it, or sketch it, then paint it. And we supply the students with whatever supplies they need, whether it's pencils, paint, stencils, or honestly anything they need. And I know it started off with 1 or 2 doors, especially late junior year. But then as time continued, we extended it now to beyond at least 15 doors now, some being in progress, and a mural in Hawthorne, which I know lots of students love, and I know the teachers, of course, love it the most because they sit there the most.
Yeah, I love that. It's on the Grand Tetons right in my house office. It's wonderful. So it's adding a lot and giving a lot of color to the school, literally.
Yeah, it takes away the institutional feel and gives some personality, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
But I can't believe this is all the time we have. Michael, I can't thank you enough for all the work you do in the school for us, and obviously what you do outside of school. So on behalf of the Rotary Club and Chelmsford High administration, we want to say congratulations and thank you for being a student of the month.
Wonderful job, Michael.
And now we bring us to Emerson's Student of the Month, and I'll turn it over to Dean MacNeil from Emerson House.
We are so proud to have Cara DeMoulpied. Did I say that right?
DeMoulpied.
DeMoulpied. Oh, see, I told you I was going to ruin it. I tried my inner French. To join us as Emerson House's Student of the Month for December.
Great to have you. How are you doing?
Thank you.
That's good.
I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. So I noticed you were part of the Student Leadership Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Want to explain what that was and why you got interested in it?
Yeah, so the Student Leadership Conference went on last year for the first time. It was hosted by the Student Council and one of my friends. So she recruited us all to go, and they got my dad to be one of the announcers there. So they just kind of talked about different aspects of leadership and how important it was to life.
That's great. It was a phenomenal conference.
Was it good? So, Cara, I know you spend so much time on your academics, but what do you do outside of the classroom that brings you joy?
Outside of the classroom, I'm involved in some really cool clubs. I'm in the Color Guard, which is such a great group of girls.
And it was one of the first communities that I was involved in at CHS, and it's been such an enriching experience and community to be a part of. And then I'm also in the costume team for the Theater Guild, which is really fun. And we're going to the METG festivals this year, which is the first time I'm a part of the costume team for that. So I'm really excited.
It's an unbelievable program. I don't know if you've seen it. It's
No.
great competition play. What are your plans for next year?
Next year, I am going to college. I'm still not sure where, still deciding. I'm planning on majoring in biology and seeing where that takes me.
Good for you.
And Kara, so you do color guard, your academics, the clothing, but I know you also do a lot of volunteer work. Can you talk about some of that for us?
Yeah, so my mom was always very involved with the PTOs all through school. So I've done a lot of volunteer work with them, and we've gotten to be a part of some great organizations. We did a project with the Card for Veterans through the Color Guard, and we volunteer for the Free to Breathe Lung Cancer Walk, and we go and cheer on all the participants walking through it, which is really cool.
That's a lot. So, what are you going to carry over when you get to college?
I hope so.
Yeah.
It's so awesome to be involved in the community, and I really want to continue it.
Very good. So getting back to your 4 years here, you've done very well. And is there any class or person, either in school or outside of school, that you say, hey, they were a great support to me going through, and that's why I'm successful?
Recently, I took the AP Capstone program, which is the 2-year AP seminar and then AP research, and that's definitely been one of my favorite programs. And Mr. Bartos and Mrs. Scholes are great.
What was your topic?
I'm testing how many high school students can pass the civics portion of the U.S. citizenship test on demand, and then what that means for them.
That's impressive because we're all doing that. Oh, well, I can't believe this is all the time we had. I want to say on behalf of the Chelmsford Rotary Club, which sponsors this, and the administration here at Chelmsford High School, I want to say congratulations for being a student in the month of December. It was great having you here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kara.
So now we're here for the second student of the month from Emerson House, and I'll turn it over to Dean MacNeil.
We are so happy to have Michelle Mwangi here as our second student of the month for December. Michelle, glad you're here.
Thank you.
So, if you're looking back at the 4 years you've been here at school or the years you've been at the high school, is there any class that stood out that you say, hey, I really enjoyed this class and I think others should take it as well?
Well, I don't know if people can take it the same way I did, but freshman year, my science class is probably my favorite, just because of my teacher, Mr. Scott, who's now retired. Yeah.
Good guy.
He was really great, and he made me appreciate science more than I did before going into high school. So that was really good. He changed my outlook on the class, and I love the people that were in it.
That's excellent.
Michelle, out of all the things you've done, right, all the programs you've been a part of, what do you think you have done in the 4 years that you're most proud of?
Probably this year, starting up the first Black Student Union in our high school. I'm really proud of that and being president of it as well. I'm proud of getting all the Black students in our school together and creating a community here. I'm really proud of that.
What has been the hardest part of that? Because it's phenomenal.
Hardest part?
Most challenging, perhaps.
Challenging, I guess it's just really trying to engage in every group with the girls and the guys, and having the guys want to do certain stuff that maybe they don't want to, and talking and discussions. But it's been easy to work out with because I do have connections with the underclassmen, like my 2 brothers who are sophomores and freshmen. So them and their friend groups come into and they help out and everything like that. And it's really good. I've met a lot of new people through this club alone, which I'm proud of.
So also, Michelle, you spend a great deal of time in Emerson, right? You are our career ex, so she just lives with us.
Yeah.
What has been the most challenging part of that, of being in the house office all the time?
Is it Mr. Stacy?
Nothing's challenging about it. I'm honestly grateful to have it for 2 semesters. Thank God my schedule worked out that way. Nothing's challenging. I'm happy to be there. Anything I have to do, run an errand for anybody, I'll do it. It's better than being in any other place. I would say that.
What are your plans for next year? Do you know?
I do want to go to college next year. I don't know where exactly, but I do have the intent of going to college and studying law and criminal justice and that type of stuff.
What do you see yourself doing with law? I know it's many years away, but law and criminal justice.
I want to be a civil rights lawyer or an immigration lawyer.
It's phenomenal. That's a lot of work, and that's great.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to school nearby, far? Or?
Some in state or around at least, so I can like go to my brother's games and stuff like that. Because if they want me there, I'll go there. Support them.
Outside of school, what is something that keeps you going, that's your passion, that you're interested about?
Something I'm interested about outside of school.
A hobby or something that keeps Michelle going?
Work, making money.
Hey, nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, I like going to work. I enjoy being there, hanging out with my friends, or going to sporting events and helping my brothers out with like the recording and everything like that. We're starting to plan outside of school events for BSU. This coming Thursday, we actually have a movie night that we're hosting in the PAC. So I'm really excited for that, and working for that was really fulfilling. So I'm excited for all those type of things to do.
That's great. Well, it's hard to say, but our 5 minutes are up.
Oh, wow.
I know. So on behalf of the Rotary Club, on behalf of Chelmsford administration, I want to say congratulations. We're so proud of you. And
thank you.
Thank you for being a student of the month.
Thank you.
Michelle.
Thanks, Michelle.
And it brings us to Whittier House. We celebrate Whittier House Students of the Month for December. I'll turn it over to Dean MacIsaac.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. Dean MacIsaac from Whittier House here. I have Hailey Peffer, one of our first students of the month for December. Hailey is currently enrolled in AP Literature, AP Calculus, AP Government, Band Honors, Physics Honors, Spanish, and Forensic Science. Hailey is a member of the National Honor Society, the National English Honor Society. She has earned high honor roll for her 3 years here at CHS. She was a recipient of the St. Lawrence Book Award. She's involved in the marching band, the concert band. This year she was the saxophone section leader. She's been on Melting Pot, and she's a board member for the past 2 years, member of the Freshman Mentor Program, Lime, Mock Trial, which just had one of their events, interested to hear more about, and so many other things. Next year she is hoping to study at a small female school, a women's-only college in Boston, but that is yet to be determined, and hoping to major in psychology, cognitive brain sciences, with the goal of pursuing a career in forensic psychology. Welcome, Hailey.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Let's jump right into it. Most recently, Mock Trial. I know there was an event not too long ago because we talked about it at the breakfast.
Yep,
how did things go,
we did.
and how'd the group do?
So we've had two, well, technically there were three, but the first one kind of, our opponent got, I think they gave up. So we technically won our first one, technically. And then our second trial, we sadly lost, although it was close. And then third one, we won. So right now we're actually waiting to hear back on whether or not we're going to move forward and continue going on. And if it depends on what other teams got, because if we're tied, we might go into a tiebreaker. But if we're not tied and someone got 3 for 3, then, well, there we are. We won our last one, so.
Which is good. What is your role again?
So I ended up being tech attorney. It was a little bit late in when we decided that for me, but so I was the one behind the computer putting things up on the screen for the judge. Excellent. And working through all of that. Yeah.
Awesome. Marching band. I know we talked at length about that, and Mrs.
Yep.
Sexauer and your involvement, like this past couple of years, saxophone section leader, something you're super passionate about. Mm-hmm. Tell us about your experience with your peers, with your teacher, with all the things related to band.
Yeah, of course. Band is definitely, oh my God, probably one of the best parts about being here at Chelmsford. We have an incredible band program. I know the chorus and the orchestra programs are incredible too, but you know, I lived in a different town, so I came into Chelmsford my first time for my freshman year and met a lot of really wonderful people, and pretty much all of my friends are from band. Actually, I mean, even one of the January students of the month who will be here soon.
Spoiler alert.
No, spoiler alert, is actually my co-section saxophone section leader. So we work together with our section. Absolutely incredible guy to work with. You'll bring that up, I'm sure, hopefully. But yeah, it's been a really good time. And we're actually, just next week, we're going on a trip to Disney. We're going to perform there. So
I know, I was this close to going.
Yeah, I'm getting really ahead of you, I'm sorry. But it's really exciting. We're all really looking forward to it.
What are your plans for next year?
So next year, I mean, I kind of had a revelation recently while looking for what schools I wanted to apply to and filling out applications that I wanted to. I mean, I've always known that I want to go into psychology, but it was pretty last minute that I actually thought about it. Was like, I want to go into law, I want to go into forensic psychology, I want to maybe work with criminals and see how that goes. I don't really know exactly where that's going to go. It's a very last minute decision, so I'm kind of going with the flow right now.
Good for you. Love it. Well, I can't believe it. This is all the time we've had. Believe it or not, that time flew by the 5 minutes. Well, on behalf of the Rotary Club, which sponsors this program, and Chelmsford High Administration, I want to say congratulations on being December
Thank
Student of the
you so
Month. We're really
much.
proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank
Congrats,
you.
Hailey.
And last but not least, our second Student of the Month from Whittier House, I'll turn over to Dean MacIsaac.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. Our second student of the month is Sankalp Bhoyer. Sankalp is currently enrolled in AP Psychology, AP Literature and Composition, AP Biology, AP Calculus AB, Anatomy and Physiology Honors, Studio Arc 2. Sankalp is the Vice President of the class of 2022. He's a member of class reps, science team, a board member of the science team, board member of the Freshman Mentor Program, a member of DECA, Lime, Give Club, Unified Basketball, and Science National Honor Society member. Also a member of the National English Honor Society, the Spanish Honor Society. He's an AP Scholar with distinction and high honor roll student. Sankalp's a little bit of everywhere when you look around the school, whether it's doing track with the indoor track team, currently third in the MVC at his most recent meet, hoping to perform well at states coming up, or just doing all his activities for class reps and the senior class. Next year, he's hoping to major in biomedical engineering, and unsure of the destination yet, but wherever he goes, it's going to be a great fit. Welcome, Sankalp.
Thank you for having me.
Nice shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah.
Let's talk a little about your activities and how frequently you're doing so many things for the school, student body, and making sure they're having a good experience, especially your senior peers.
Yeah. Honestly, I just love the activities I'm part of. Being part of science team and being part of like Science Honor Society and class reps. I like just diving into my different interests, like being able to help other people in our senior class with being vice president and just like growing my interest for the field of science. Being part of those different activities have really helped, and like it's what makes CHS so special to me.
Awesome. You're a captain. You're on the board of many things. Like, what has prepared you to be a leader of your peers, of students who are younger than you, even some who are older than you? If you were underclassman captain.
I think honestly, just like having passion for the certain subject or activities that I'm part of is what makes people drive to want to be a leader for those particular events and activities. Like for track, obviously, I wasn't a captain immediately. Like it started off slow and progressive, but once I got the hang of it and like I really loved it and started, diving into track and shot put and all the throwing events outside of school, I was able to like learn the techniques and try to implement it with other kids who are learning about it as well. So just having passion and like a spark for wanting to progress in something is what really makes me want to be a leader and what helps me be a leader and with all the other activities I do right now.
That's great. How's the new addition of Mr. McGrath been to the
awesome.
shop?
He's awesome. I mean, he's a great counselor and a great coach as well.
Yeah. Good.
I noticed that you do so much in school, but also you have so many activities outside of school. Excuse me, you work at Walgreens, you're a Kumon tutor, but you also had an internship.
Yep.
Was it a lab? What was that internship?
Yeah, so I actually I'm actually an intern at a lab called New Objective, and one of the managers actually went to Chelmsford High School. His name was Tyler Jinnett, and a lot of the stuff I do here, or a lot of stuff I do there has helped me in various science classes that I've taken here. And it's just a really great experience working there. And they've helped to like create new medical solutions for the various companies that are providing COVID vaccines for around the world, like Biogen and some other companies as well. So it's a really great experience.
That's awesome. Is COVID, what is that? No. I guess, what is your favorite activity you've done at CHS, whether as a freshman, as a senior, anything in between? What do you look forward to the most? Like, kind of sum everything up.
I mean, honestly, right now, being vice president, having like my built-in friends like Marcos, Ali, and Ellen, just having them and being able to help my classmates out. And what I'm looking forward to right now is probably senior week and having all those events and being able to fully live out a somewhat normal senior year is what I'm looking forward to. But that's probably my favorite part of CHS, and like being a part of like history here is just something that's very special to me, and like being able to make a positive impact within the CHS community is pretty great as well.
That's great. That's great. Any fundraising efforts you want to plug for the class before we...
I mean, House Olympics are coming up, so make sure you pop out. But
That's excellent. Shameless plug, but I liked it. Very good. Well, that's all the time we have.
Thank you.
I want to say on behalf of the Rotary Club who sponsored this, on behalf of the CHS administration, I want to say congratulations for being a great December Student of the Month.
Thank
really
you,
proud of you.
Yep.
Congrats, Cal.
Thank you.
And that's all the time we have for December Student of the Month. Join us next month when we celebrate January Student of the Month. So on behalf of the Rotary Club and CHS administration and deans, thank you. See you next month.